All right, we have started. And so, what's up, everyone? My name is Jonas, aka DJ Evil, aka To Be Decided, aka Reginald Watson, and I'm here with the one, the only, Lisha G, who
Hey
has
guys, it's Lisha G.
who has just released an crazy project that I have been obsessed with. It's exciting. It's so unique. It's not something I've never heard before, and I just gotta say, yeah, it was a great project. Would you like to talk at all about the project?
Yes. Before I start on that, I just want to say thank you for having me on this. Is this a podcast for the school?
It's like it's gonna be like a recorded interview, and we'll have it uploaded. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, thank you for interviewing me. What was the question?
Just talk a little bit about your new album. This is your
Okay.
your first album, isn't it? Like first
This
full on.
is not my first album, but it is my first. It's basically my debut album to the industry. This is my first album dropping with a distribution label. I'm actually with Open Shift right now. They're in Miami. They have artists like Sexy Red and a bunch of other people.
No
but
way.
yes, and I'm literally from South Carolina, probably their only South Carolina artist with Open Shift right now. So this is my biggest project that I've ever dropped, and really invested so much time, energy, like money, like to the point where like you can hear it and you can feel it when you listen to it. Like, like this was not made overnight. I literally worked on this album for like 12 months. When I make a project, I usually don't like, I don't make it quick. Like, I try to put all the elements of like different things of my life into the project, and like when you listen to it, it sounds like a fun album. Like, it sounds like something that you could get up and dance to. But also, like, if you're not even feeling in that mood, like, if you listen to the words, like, every song has a deeper meaning to it. Like, I literally be putting my life into these songs. But it's like, I want it to feel like I want it to feel fun. But I also want you to be able to think when you listen to the songs.
I totally agree. I think it is such a fun project to listen to. I think the production is fantastic. I did want to ask about, so is the producer on the project the other person that is credited in the project?
Yes, Trinity is the producer, yes. And
Gotcha.
he's from Philly, and we actually met on Instagram. And the first song that we ever did, I think it was Get Silly, and he had sent me the beat and he paid me to get on the beat. But once I put myself to the task of hopping on this crazy beat, I was like, I don't know, like, we might gotta do something, like we might gotta figure something out. And that's when we started really connecting and talking about what we should do moving forward. He started sending some more beats, and literally he was just like, I'm finna book a flight and I'm going to Atlanta and I need you to meet me there. And I was like, okay, bet, like
That's awesome.
let's do it, like let's do it. And we did that a few times. We also linked up in New York and worked on a few songs from the project.
Gotcha. So most of this project was made in Atlanta and New York?
And South Carolina.
Okay, I gotcha.
And I made one song in Miami.
Okay, cool. When you're in like a certain area, does that like affect the music you are making, like just the vibe of the area?
I think it does. I think it does because I'm the type of person, like, I have anxiety. And I can't help when I'm going other places, I can't help but to feel like out of place.
Gotcha.
So it's like I do feel anxious, but like whenever I get in front of a mic, I know what time it is. Like, it's like I go back to me, but like I said, like I can feel that I'm somewhere else when
Gotcha.
I'm recording.
Gotcha. I did want to ask about, I did a little bit of research on you, and you are from where? Camden, South Carolina?
Yes, Camden, South Carolina.
Yeah, so, and from what I've seen, is there much of like a music scene going on there?
No, not at all.
Gotcha. So it was really just you out there.
And I wouldn't say that there's no music scene. Like there's literally people who have their own studio at their house that like to record. But it's the way you put it out there. Like I'm probably the most seen artist here in Camden, South Carolina.
Gotcha. Speaking on being from the South, I also saw that you used to record in a barn, which I thought was really cool and really interesting.
Yes.
Was it just like a straight up just
it
full on
was
barn?
it was like we would go and chill. Like literally we were young, so we didn't have anywhere to chill, so we would go to my friend's house and he had a barn out back, and like we would go chill, smoke, whatever in the barn or whatever. But it's like everybody always wanted to go to the barn because everybody always wanted to record, and it's like I wasn't a part of that at that moment. Like I was just going chilling with my friends, but it's like that was what was lit at the barn, like recording. So it was like one day this dude, he was recording, and I swear like he just had a mental block. He just had a mental block and he did not know what to say. And I swear like I just freestyled in front of everybody that day, and I was like, see, that's how you do it. And it was like, oh my God.
Wow.
That's how you come in. And I never rapped before that. Like I just really thought it was fun. And to be honest, I'm not gonna say I never rapped. I used to make little fun raps in high school, like maybe like in class and stuff like that, but I never really took it serious. Like even when I was in college, I told my homegirl I'm gonna stop going to college and I'm gonna just start making music. I was joking, and literally this is what happened.
Well, you never know where life's gonna take you. Yeah.
I swear.
And so did you get your start off of SoundCloud? Is that where you originally started making music?
When I started making music at the barn, I noticed that they was dropping their music on SoundCloud. So that's literally the only reason why I started using SoundCloud. And when I got into SoundCloud, I figured out about SoundCloud. Like I figured out about the underground and everything, and I literally just made my way into the underground off SoundCloud.
That's beautiful. Speaking on the underground, what are your thoughts on the current underground era of hip hop right now?
I'm gonna be honest, like I used to be a SoundCloud head. That's all I used to listen to was SoundCloud artists, like people who used to just drop on SoundCloud and stuff like that. But I literally have converted back to just listening to old mainstream artists like Kendrick Lamar and stuff like that. Like I love Nicki Minaj. Like I love listening to like 21 Savage, Young Nudie. Like I love listening to stuff like that. And it's not that the underground is not. It's not lit right now, but it's like that's not what I listen to right now. Like I can't even lie.
No, I got you. No, I totally understand that. But speaking on some of the underground artists, you have worked with some pretty big names in the underground industry, and I wanted to ask about three in particular, but we'll start with these two: Yappa JJ and Glock 40 Spaz.
Yes.
Like, how did those come about? Because those are big names, and those are incredible artists.
Okay, well, let's start with the Glock 40 Spaz one. That was probably 2018 or 2019. But I noticed how consistent he was with dropping. Like, we were both dropping on SoundCloud, like, back to back to back to back. And I noticed how, like, he would drop. Like, he didn't care if he dropped every day. And I was like, I want to work with him. Like, I want to work with him. And so one day I hit him up and I was like, do you got some beats? Like, I'm trying to work with you. Like, he sent me 2 beats to pick from. And I picked one and I went to my studio. I hopped on it and he literally hopped on the song the same day. And literally to this day, that's still one of my favorite features. And I hope we could do some more music.
It's incredible.
Who was the next one?
Yappa JJ.
Yappa JJ. Okay. I was cool with his manager at that point in time, and I honestly was literally just making a song. Our song it's called Go, and I literally was just making a song. Picked the producer, didn't really too much think about the song. Like I was literally listening to the song, like I don't know what this song gonna do, and I just ended up sending it to him, and he hopped on it. And to be honest, I was kind of like surprised that he hopped on it because I know it's not his sound, but I was kind of glad. Like, I was glad. And when we dropped it, like, I swear that song went up.
Yeah, that's an amazing song. The other artist I wanted to talk about was one that honestly took me by surprise, especially the fact that y'all have a whole EP together, RXKNephew.
Yes, Nephew.
Yeah.
I really like his work ethic too, and I think that's why I wanted to work with him too. It's like, and also like when he makes music, like he speaks about his everyday life, and I do the same thing. So that's why I felt like that'll be a good collab right there.
It was great. I just gotta say I was just taken aback when I saw. I was like, "There's no way! There's no way y'all have a whole project together," and it was amazing. Speaking on you mentioned work ethic, and I wanted to ask what you think your work ethic is in, like, because you said Glock 40 Spaz, he's able to just release every day. Same with RXKNephew, they can drop whenever they want. Is that something that's important to you?
It's important to me to just never stop. Like, just to never stop. Like, even when you have, like, stuff in your way or, like, stuff that's stopping you from stuff, like, I like people who know how to push through, like, anything. Because that's definitely what type of person I am. Like, it's not about, like, just trying to drop. It's just making sure that you always on your business, like, and just being the artist that you say that you are. Like, that's what I respect.
Yeah, just being true to yourself. I gotcha. I guess I should talk about how I found out about you. So I avidly go onto Pitchfork to see the new music that they're recommending, that they're shouting out. And your project got crazy reviews. Like, it was one of, like, I think it was like best new music. It got like above
8.3.
Yeah, which is fantastic. Which is what drew me to it, because I hadn't heard of you before, and then once I heard it, I was like, wow, I see where they're coming from. And I guess I gotta ask, how are you feeling about the critical reception of this album?
I'm honestly very appreciative for everybody who, like, is taking the time to actually even listen to what we've made. Like, but like I said, like, we've invested so much into this album that I'm really not surprised at the reaction behind it, because it's like, people have been waiting on this album for a long time, and I have been holding it back for a long time. I've been teasing it, doing all type, like, TikTok, shorts on YouTube. Literally, I have been teasing it for so long, and Get Silly was one of the bigger, like, singles that I dropped from it, and it was, like, leading up to this project. So I really shout out to Get Silly, because when people heard Get Silly, they knew that they was waiting on something really big, for real. And, like I said, I'm still, to be honest, I'm kind of in shock. I'm in shock, but it's like, I'm not surprised. I'm shocked from who it's from, but I'm not surprised at the reaction. Because, like I said, we did put so much into it. The quality is there. Everything is there.
I gotcha. Yeah, I didn't realize that, but you've been in, I guess you've been in the game for quite a minute now, like over 5 years. And how is that? How I guess what I'm trying to say, where did you really start seeing growth, like, in your career?
Okay, so I started rapping in 2017, the same year that I stopped going to school. And that's when I started uploading on SoundCloud. I didn't pop off right away, but I did, like, spark interest in the people, because they was like, wait a minute, she was just in school. Like, now she doing all this other stuff. So I think, like, I just kept dropping. Like, I learned how to get people's attention and keep it. So I think once I got to 2020, I think I started sparking a lot of people's interest, because I just knew what to do then. Like, I started making merch. I made this song called Sliding. I put the cover art on the merch. Everybody was buying the shirt. Like, and that's when I knew, like, I gotta keep going now. Like, these people they buying a shirt with my face on it. Like, I gotta keep going.
That must have
Yeah.
been crazy.
Yeah, it was. But it's like, it was letting me know, like, okay, yeah,
You got this,
you
yeah.
gotta, yeah, you got this.
Um, I guess like looking back at 2017 when you started, did you have any like main early like influences that were, I guess, building your sound or like setting the foundation of what you sound like today?
I'm gonna be honest. I think that I was listening to a lot of South Carolina like upcoming artists when I started rapping, and I think one of my favorite artists when I started was NGYL,
Mm,
and he's from Spartanburg, South Carolina. So he was kind of like my inspiration at that time. He had just got signed with 300, and I just felt like if he could have made it, we all could have made it.
mm. Okay, gotcha. I haven't heard of him. I need to check him out. But
Yep.
I did want to talk about in the Pitchfork interview. I don't know if you've read it, but they talk about how your sound is similar to what Odd Future, Tyler the Creator, the Neptunes are. And I just wanted to ask, did that have any effect on your, I guess, on your growing up or just formation of your sound?
I When I got with my label, they asked me who were some people that I grew up listening to, and to be honest, I Future was one of the first groups that I brought up.
Mm,
And so when I heard that comparison, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, I had loved that. I didn't think of it like that, but it just shows me how other people see my music, and I ain't gonna lie, that made me want to keep going too.
nice, yeah. Because like yeah, Odd Future, they really just like set the stage for all of modern rap right now. So that's a great compliment
And
to
it's
get.
and it's like when they came out, they was nothing like nobody. So that
Really, yeah,
is a
yeah, yeah.
wonderful, wonderful compliment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. I had to ask about that. I thought that was really cool.
Me too.
But yeah, outside of music, what are some of the hobbies you do? Like, I guess you incorporate into your music.
I love clothes. I love self care. I'm a self
Self
care
care.
person. I love figuring out like what's gonna calm me down. I like like I said, I like nails, hair, makeup. I was into all that stuff before I started doing music. So literally, when I started doing music, I was like, wow,
Mm.
this is perfect. Now I can incorporate everything together. Like, um, it's really nothing new to me for real because when I was a kid, I was in pageants a lot. So I really grew up like I was literally 3 years old with a face full of makeup. So it's like I'm used to being the center of attention. Uh,
Gotcha.
yeah, for sure.
Would you say so being from the South, uh would you say that had a great influence in how you make your music and what goes into making your music?
Definitely. Every time I go out, like when I go to New York, like it's so crazy. They're like, your accent is thick as hell. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, is it really thick? Like, do you have to say it like that? But it's like I know that that's what puts like the soul into my music. Like just being from the South for real. Like I don't know how my music would sound if I was from anywhere else.
Gotcha. Yeah, I won't even lie. I think this might be a little biased, but I'm also from the South, and I think the Southern rap scene is by far the most interesting, the
Yes.
coolest, and just they're the most popping right now. So
Yes.
I have great love for
Agreed.
Southern music.
Agreed. It's like it's like I feel like in the South we have a way of saying things that like other places can't really
Mm,
say it like in the way that we say it. Like we just have I don't know. We just have like old souls. Like we just have a way of words for real.
mm-hmm.
That's what people tell me. They tell me I have a way with
Yeah,
words.
yeah, for real, yeah. It's crazy too because way back in the early days of rap when it was like mainly what New York and California, those were the main ones popping. The South was almost seen as a joke. Like everything that came out of the South, they're like, this is nothing. What are they trying to do? And then here we are, on top
That's
of
a
it all.
fact. That's a fact. And to be honest, it was like that not too long ago. Like a few years back, everybody was worried about them. But it's like now you see the attention is coming on down. Like they looking at South Carolina now. They want to see what's going on. And I'm here, Lisha G.
You talked about wanting to work with Glock 40 Spaz more, and that leads me to another question. Is there any other artists that are on your list that you really just want to work with?
To be honest, I really, really want to work with Young Nudie. I believe me and Sis Red could really make a good track.
I could totally see that.
Even Glorilla, like, it changes every day who I want to do a song with, because, like, I just feel like I'm elevating. Like, every day I'm elevating. So it's like, I don't know, like, it could be anybody.
Speaking of Glorilla and Sexy Red, I'm assuming you've heard the new Tyler song, Sticky?
Yes.
That song is...
I did.
That song is nuts. Would you ever make anything like that?
Yes, they should have threw me on there.
That would have been great to hear. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, I gotta ask, what did you get to eat? Just out of curiosity.
A salad, a chicken salad. I love chicken.
I gotcha. Yeah. I also saw on your Instagram story that you have a lot of animals.
I do.
Are animals just some of your...
My main priority is my 8 cats outside. I have 8 cats outside. They're wild cats. Wow. But I don't even know if they're really wild, because they wait on me to feed them every day. And I do. I have no problem with that, because I love them. I have a cat inside. Her name is Dior. She's my only little inside cat, and I treat her like a princess. And then my mom, she has 3 dogs, Chico, Pepper, and Skylar. So I just have a little mini farm.
Yeah, I gotcha. So in the Pitchfork article, they sort of tied you into the genre of, I guess, cloud rap or plug music, which, to be honest, I'm still not entirely sure what plug means, but that is what they tied you in with. Do you agree with them? Do you see yourself as part of that genre of music?
I think they stick with plug because they can't really figure out what I'm doing. Like you can't really pinpoint what I'm doing. Like, if we go through my catalog of music, it's not just plug. It's not just happy. It's not just sad. Like, it's not just mad. Like, it's gonna be a little bit of everything. And I kind of want them to kind of figure that out for me. Like, I want them to try to figure, because I tried to tell them it's called what I'm making is Groovy Steppin shit. Point blank period. That's what I'm making. If you don't want to call it that, don't call it plug. Just call it what I call it.
Really? Yeah.
It's kind of, I keep telling them I'm coming up with my own genre, but it's like me being a female, they just be having to take their time. They have to see, I have to show them, and that's what I just be doing, just having to show them.
Gotcha. Talking more about Groovy Steppin shit, your most recent album, what was one of the most fun songs to make?
To be honest, my favorite song is Not Worried. And it's just basically me talking shit about a dude having a girlfriend, and I'm not worried about her. Like what's up? Hello, you leave her in the dust. I made this song in New York. I literally had so many people in the room, but it's like I was in my zone. I couldn't even think about nobody in the room, and I was just locked in on that song.
Gotcha. I was gonna ask where that song was recorded, so it was New York. But that leads me to another question. During studio sessions, do you prefer to have many people with you, or do you prefer to sort of just be by yourself? Because I know Young Thug will have 30 people in his room, and that just all adds to the vibe of the music. So I wanted to ask you, what do you prefer?
I used to want no one in the room. Like, I used to be so anxious recording that I wouldn't want anybody in the room. Like, I just wanted me and the engineer. But over time, like, I've had people tell me, like, you gotta get used to people being around. And I used to be like, no, I don't. No, I don't have to get used to that. If I don't want nobody around, I'm not getting used to it. But it's like, to be honest, like, when you do have people around you, they are a part of the vibe. Like, regardless, like, you can feel people's energy when they're around you, and you could think that it might be hurting you, but it low key might help the song. Like, you never know. Like, I'm different. Like, I might not want people in the room, but I allow it because I want myself to grow. Like, I want myself to get comfortable with people being around, because it's like, people gonna be around. And I have points where I don't want people to be around, but like I say, they're gonna be around regardless. So whatever I make is what I make at that moment.
Gotcha. Speaking more on Groovy Steppin shit. The production is insane on that project. Is the product? Do you when you listen to like a beat, do you try to like what's your process when you listen to a beat? Like, what's your thought process like when you come up with lyrics? When you come up with like a flow, is it like, do you have to sit with a beat for a minute, or are you able to just go right in?
I just go right in.
Gotcha.
I used to write all my music, but I'm to the point where I just go in there and say however I'm feeling. Because when I used to write my music, it's like you could feel like that at that moment, but when you go in the studio, you might not still have that. You might not still be in that same mood.
Gotcha.
So now I realize, like, me going in the studio and just being however I am is what works for me right now.
So feeling is like really important to you.
Yes, definitely. However I'm feeling or whatever I'm going through is definitely important at that moment, for real.
Gotcha. But yeah,
let me. Oh, you was asking about the beat. To be honest, if the beat don't come straight on and I don't like it, I'm going to move to the next beat. Literally,
Gotcha.
It don't take me 5 seconds to know.
Okay, I got you. Wow. Because I know like every artist is different. Every artist, they have like a different process. So that's something I do like to ask about, is like each artist's individual process and how it differs from the last one. Something I think is super interesting. What is like, so you've been in the game for about a little over 5 years now. What's something you think is really, this might be a little too deep, but what's something that it really has taught you, like being in the music industry? You can take your time too. It's a big question.
One of my big things before I started doing music was not knowing how to communicate with people, or not wanting to communicate with people, or just thinking that people could read my mind. And when I started doing music, like, you really got to know what you want and how to articulate what you want. Because you could be like, oh, put an effect on that. It could put 1,000,000 different effects on that. That one thing, but you have one effect in your mind. And it's kind of like, now you got to learn and communicate. Now you got to put the two together. You got to put the two together, because now you got to know what you're doing, and you got to know what to tell people. And a lot of, and not even just in the studio, but just like with management and everybody, like knowing what I want and how to tell people what I want, and knowing how I want it, and just being able to tell people that and put it into words, because it's like a lot of things in my head is just a picture, and I have to turn it into words.
Gotcha. You gotta find the right way to portray it.
Right.
I gotcha. That's like I totally understand that. Like I struggle with portraying what I'm trying to say a lot. And is that just something that you think comes with time, practice, just age, like as you get
I
older?
just different situations and getting through them, like really be teaching me how to, I think, articulate or communicate. Like it's certain situations that I have to go through just to get to the next step type shit.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you do shows often?
Yeah, I do.
What's one of your favorite places you've ever performed?
Um, I think one of my favorite places that I ever performed was earlier this year. I performed in Miami, and it wasn't really a big crowd, but the reason why it was my favorite is because they really showed love. Like, when I say they showed so much love, people had brought me clothes, people had brought me stuff to smoke, like, people had brought me so much stuff, like, and I wasn't prepared for that. Like, I'm thinking, like, I'm far away from home. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna perform, but it's like I had to remember, like, it's so many people down there who haven't seen me and like was waiting on this moment.
I got you.
And I felt the love for real. So I ain't gonna lie. Anytime I feel the love, I'm always come back.
I got you, and it really goes back to what you were saying earlier about feeling. Like me personally, I've been to concerts that have thousands of people there, but it's really the ones that are like there might be 100 people or like 10 people that just are so special to me, and
Right.
like end up being all based on the feeling, all based on the vibe, and just end up being my favorite concert. So I can totally understand where you're coming from.
Yes.
But yeah, so I won't hold you any longer. I got one more question. Do you
Okay.
have, I ask everyone this, do you have any future plans or anything that you would want to, I guess, tell your fans?
I want my fans to know that this is not just gonna be music forever, y'all. This is gonna be global, everything. Like, I don't know what's in store, y'all, but everything is in store. Just know that I'm gonna be on y'all TV. Hopefully, I'm gonna be in stores selling merchandise, whatever I want to
Gotcha.
sell, lip gloss or perfume or whatever. Y'all gonna see me on the movies. Yes, when y'all pull up to the movies, y'all are going to see me on the big screen. Get ready for that, y'all, because it's coming. All these big features that y'all waiting for me to hop out the underground, y'all, it's coming. Everything is coming, y'all. Y'all gonna hear me on the radio everywhere. I want y'all to know everything is coming. The merch, y'all, everything, the shows. I'm coming to y'all city. Be looking out. Y'all ready to see? I'm from South Carolina. I'm in Georgia right now. Hey, y'all. I'm in Georgia. Hey, guys. And I appreciate Georgia so much for real, because Georgia treat me like it's home for real. They really do.
That's great. Well, with that, this is DJ Evil representing WUOG 90.5 FM. I'm here with Lisha G. Thank you so much for
Thank
giving us
you.
some time, and